I always love these. And that is, he is putting his career in God's hands.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. God, much like Reggie White did, may he rest in peace.
Yes.
When he famously said that God would tell him what team to go to, and of all teams to go to, he chose the Packers over the Jets. Shocking, right?
Well, they offered more money.
Exactly.
Yeah, no kidding.
God loves the greenbacks, man.
Sure.
I know that.
Yes.
God thinks you go get paid, right?
Yeah.
That's how I view it. And there's no other way to view it. So Cousins did say.
Are you saying that God's a capitalist?
He's entrusting his football future to the Lord. I don't know how you do that exactly, but that's what he's saying. Do you think he plays this year?
Who, the Lord or Kirk Cousins?
Well, I'm assuming the Lord's not going to play.
Kirk Cousins is going to play, yes. He's their starting quarterback.
But do you think he's going to play?
He's more.
You know what I'm saying by that?
The one thing I will say about Kirk Cousins, he's betting on himself. He continues to bet on himself.
Right.
And I have a lot of respect for that. You know, he was in the same draft class as Robert Griffin III, and he had to sit down and he had to sit behind watching that nonsense go on for a year. And he did nothing but support his teammate, the best of my knowledge, and basically has bet on himself. So out of all the guys in the league right now, that is probably the most secure in who he is as a quarterback.
Right.
It's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, well, don't forget, though, he also, I don't know if it was the last year, like after 2 or 3 games, they were chirping about him. He's killing us and this and that. But you made a good point. Kirk Cousins really has nothing to bitch about, and here's why. They franchised him twice.
That's right.
If, as you say, if they do it again next year, he will have made $78 million in 3 years. You can't say they haven't paid him.
Well, they're paying him, but they're going
year by year by year.
They're paying him as they go, which is not usually the way that, you know, players want. Players want $65 million guaranteed.
And I'll tell you this, the way the Cowboys have had a terrible offseason, the fact that the Giants, while we all think they're going to be really good, have to now prove it. If I'm the Redskins and I know how he played last year for the majority of the year, and I think there might be a little blood in the water in the division, why would I want to mess around with that guy? Well, what's your alternative? You could be the Jets.
Do not sleep on the Eagles. This is going to be a very, very competitive division.
Right, so if you're the Redskins and you have a guy that's clearly a franchise-level quarterback, I'm not saying he's a top 5, but he's a legitimate quarterback, and you know what it's like not to have a quarterback because you've been through it, why would you mess around with that? And I'm not saying you have to give him $300 million, but you can't tell me there's not a deal to be had there. I don't buy that for a minute.
Well, it's all about guaranteed money, man.
I really don't.
And he also knows that if see, like, this is the thing. He knows that they're not totally all in on him.
He knows that.
He knows that. But he also knows that they don't have anybody that's going to take his job right now in Washington.
So he can play them as much as they're kind of playing him.
And he's betting on himself because if he does go down with a knee injury, shoulder injury, or some other sort of significant injury, he is risking the next 5 to 6 years.